The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the host and guest and do not reflect the opinions or policies of the station, its owners, or its advertisers. All content should be considered editorial in nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Recorded live from the radio studios of WFAY and WMRV, Androlonis Media presents Cumberland County's smartest hour of talk radio.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. Well, with that, good evening and welcome to the Carolina Cabinet. I'm Peter Pappas and I'll be your host this morning. We are proud to be the only homegrown conservative talk radio show in the region, and we know this is the smartest hour of radio. Our job is to give a voice to the conservatives of Fayetteville, Cumberland County, and beyond. This morning, I welcome my co-host, Mrs. Laura Mussler.
Good afternoon.
Keeping you in the corner as usual.
I love being in the corner.
Keep a good
Nobody can
control
sneak
of you.
up behind me.
And joining us as special guest is Councilwoman, I'm going to try to figure all this out. Councilwoman Courtney Banks McLaughlin, representing District 8,
That's right.
now running for mayor of
That's
the
right.
tiny city of Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Yes.
Welcome. It's good
Thank
to
you
see
for
you.
having me.
So we're going to dive into the show. We appreciate you tuning in and spending time with us this morning. Please take a moment to like, share, or follow us on Facebook and look for us at thecarolinacabinet.com. You can find our links to the shows and how to listen on your favorite podcast broadcaster. We're going to take a short break, so don't go far, and we'll be right back.
News, weather, sports, and common sense talk in the morning. Grab another cup of coffee and settle in for more of the Carolina Cabinet, Eastern North Carolina's sexiest conservative talk show.
And welcome back and good evening. So this is the sexiest podcast. So usually I play that one for Pastor Josh because his son from out of state loves hearing that attached. So it's the same.
Wow.
But I left the top button tonight, so I don't
Okay.
really qualify. So
And I have my little pearls on, so that's not very sexy.
Well, I mean, other Republican women are clutching their pearls lately with
I'm
just,
sure they
oh
are,
God,
yes.
all the scandal going on lately. So, Courtney, welcome. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you as well.
And I asked about Mr. He's doing all right.
He's doing
He's
good. He's just
being wore out with some
is wore
campaign
out. That's
activities.
part of the game.
Yeah, it
That's
sure
right.
is. He didn't know what he signed up for.
He does. We've been together long enough. He does.
Is it just more voluntold? Is that really what it is?
It's
really not an order though. It's more like he just kind of reads you.
He kind of reads me, or he kind of stays distance one or the other.
That depends what your mood is when you wake up. He knows
right.
He's a smart man. I've met him. So we go around our usual little process here. We'll go around and say, hey, what you been up to last week or so? So as my guest, I'm going to invite you. So besides campaigny things, what have you been up to the last couple of weeks?
First, what's today?
Today is Monday. Only.
Monday.
Yes.
Okay, only Monday. Well, for the last 2 weeks, spending a lot of quality time with family, doing some cleanup around the house because I have a hectic schedule. So I just want to make sure the home front is taken care of.
Right.
So that's pretty much what I've been doing, getting a little rest, catching up on some TV.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so campaigning wise,
and walking.
How long have you been at this polls? Have you been down at the early voting much?
Absolutely,
Have you?
absolutely.
Look, I've stayed away from it. There was a video today, some people losing their minds, and I know that politics can do that to
ugly.
you, so I'm not vilifying anybody I saw in that video. I'm like, there was something that preceded that video that probably that was the right result. But anyway, so you've been down there most days.
I've been down there. I actually was down there when it took place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I
Whip your phone, get another angle.
No, see,
I only saw the one angle.
And you know why? Do you know why? Because I have the tent all the way to the end, away from.
It's funny, like as a candidate, you get out there, you like post up, like that's your like homeless encampment for a while. Like that's where you live for a little bit.
It really is, because we bring food every morning and they share lunches. At least that's what we did.
Well, with a well-organized party machine, at least.
Right.
But so moving on. Laura, what you been up to last week? I didn't write anything for you.
I didn't really do much of anything. I
Sweet.
kind of just decompressed. Of course, watch my grandson on Sundays.
Mhm.
So I really didn't do a whole lot all week long.
Yeah, I saw you Sunday. You
That's-
came in the office. I
Yep.
said, "Hey, little guy," and you're like, "He's as tall as you are." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks, thanks a lot."
Well,
yeah,
I mean-
you know, everybody's messing with me all the time with that. You know, I just can't. I can't get a break. I wish I was big just once. So, Pastor Josh is out. He's celebrating his son's 16th birthday.
Happy
So,
birthday.
happy
Yep.
birthday
Happy
to
birthday.
young,
We miss
to young,
you, Pastor
young
Josh.
mini Josh. We miss you. So we had a special segment last week. We interviewed the Independent Candidate Alliance,
We did.
and is it the Independent Conservative or Independent Candidate Alliance?
I think it's
I interchanged
conservative.
that. Okay,
Yeah.
well, we should probably know that before I go on air. But anyway, we had them on last week. There was been quite a bit of hubbub about, they didn't endorse a Republican candidate. And boy, we had fun with that.
Yeah, we did.
And I continue to have fun. We got more to say about that later. I had a Civic Center Commission meeting last week. So now that
How
we
was
have,
that?
oh man. So I've gotten in trouble a little bit of a few things I maybe said in that.
What did
room.
you say?
Don't act like you're surprised. Okay. Well, I was a big proponent for the downtown event center. With all of its faults and whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, you've got a project that went 10 plus years, cost had ballooned. Things had just happened that required another fresh look. I still miss it. I still miss the idea, but we are moving on. And we now have, what does the government speak? RFQ or RF, request for idea or something like
So we're coming up with ideas.
Yeah. We're trying to figure out both what to do with the space and then what we will do with the existing arena and theater, because that's basically what County Commission said. We're just going to go back to what we have and let's fix it.
Starting fresh.
And so Saturday, Jim and I delivered a catering order to the arena. The Taekwondo, there was one Taekwondo school here in Fayetteville that sponsored a regional, and it was 100 lunches we delivered.
Oh, wow. And thank you for that, because that's what I know you for, getting out in the community, sponsoring. I think the last time with my husband got some good photos of you. I need to get with you for Swan event. Let's
That
make
was
it up
fun.
for the
Yeah,
campus.
when we did the
Yeah,
camp.
So thank you for that.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? I don't do it people call me, people know me, and they're like, "Hey, can you?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
And you show
When
up.
I'm hungry, that's who I call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And they're good.
and sometimes we deliver too. So
That's right.
But Jim and I delivered, and I was going around in the arena is where it was, and I said, "Hey, this is where they want to spend $70 million." And unless you've been backstage of the arena, I don't think people really understand and quantify how old those buildings are, and not just age, but how lived in they look. So I don't know.
Rundown, you mean?
As a commission,
It's okay to say
He was
rundown.
trying to say it in a nice way.
Yeah.
Yeah, believe it or not, once in a while I do that. As a commission member, we are trying to be more visible with county commission, that if they have an idea, that we want them to run it through us. We want them to make us a more actionable board, so that they're not. So the thing with the event center was that they canceled it and blindsided the commission. We didn't know they were going to cancel it until we walked in that room, and then they were like, "Yeah, canceled." I had no idea. So that was one of the contentions there. But we had that meeting last week. I attended my final after 4.5 years, Human Relations Committee meeting. City of Fayetteville. I've served for 4.5 years. I had one departing message.
What was your message to us?
They were a little bit nervous when I asked them to put me on the agenda. So, look, I have been adversarial on that commission, not because of anything more than we have expanded our scope with what they're doing. They're trying to be a Swiss Army knife to do a little bit for everything instead of sticking to, and this was my message for those of you remaining, please remember the charge of this commission came from the Civil Rights Act. It is there to make sure that people of all race, creed, color, sexual orientation, whatever, has equal access to our government. The Human Relations Commission at its core, that's what it's supposed to do. Now, they've got, I'm not saying that the efforts that they've made are necessarily good or bad, but the events that they're having that are the most public facing really are leaving the focus of what I think the charge of that commission should have been. And we're not getting in front of city council effectively. I think a lot of what city council hears or sees from this commission in particular has been stymied by city staff. And you're not getting the straight dope of what's going on. And when at one point, I did send a letter or an email to the city council about the market house, because our director was going to she was going to have a meeting with city manager about the market house report. That we were the ones that hosted the city spirit meetings where we tried to get input about the market house. It was
going
us
to different locations.
It was us
rec
being,
centers.
citizens maybe not too happy with us, and we were the face of that. And then all of a sudden, you got a report that our director is going to take to the city manager, and I'm like, I want to see the report. Oh, your exec committee already approved it. Well, I didn't see it, and I said, look, if you don't by a certain date, I'm just going to email city council, and I did. And then they tried to kick me off of it because I circumvented the chain of command, which I still pay taxes here too. So whether I'm on the commission or not, I'm still entitled to talk to y'all as counselors.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just me.
Wow.
That's just me making trouble wherever I can.
I think that's what have to do a better job at communication. We're supposed to have a liaison for each of those commissions.
You mean a city council?
City council, liaison.
Person.
Yes, city person.
So I will say the ACM Phelps has been attending our meetings the last. When did you join the commission, Laura?
April of last year.
So yeah, around that time she did start. We did start seeing some.
But it's supposed to be also too a council person.
Never seen
and that's the sole purpose. We'll have a council member there. They come back, report that so we'll know what's going on, and also too getting reports to come back so that you guys can do a presentation so people can stay.
I really want, and I want the commission or council person there because I want them to see what
goes
going on.
Right.
But there is more of a presence, and I do believe that the last person that was assigned from council was Tisha Waddell. And that was
how
many years?
Ago.
You see,
that was a while
since
ago.
then, now I joined. It was at the tail end of COVID, so it was crazy joining a commission that I knew nothing about, trying to do it on Zoom. That was a mess, but I persevered. I stuck around.
Well, thank you for your service for human relations, and that's something
I had a lot of fun. I made a lot of friends, believe it or not. So
I have not made friends. I have been alienated and told that my Trump necklace is inappropriate to wear at the human relations meeting.
Yep.
So yeah.
But
nothing like accepting everybody with all of their views in the human relations. Just saying.
He's just so divisive.
Okay, but don't look at my neck if you don't like it.
Well, your eyes are up here. Tell him next time. Hey, my eyes are up here. So so there's been little stuff. But look, like I asked them, please remember your charge, why we're here. I don't, at the very simplistic form of what that commission is to make sure we all have access to our government.
Absolutely.
If you're hearing impaired, if you're, I don't know, whatever else you could be otherwise disabled, you need to have access to our government. So let's move on from that. Laura?
Yes.
Did you hear about this Dr. Ian Roberts?
I sure did.
I'm referencing it as the illegal alien school superintendent.
I love this story. I think this is hilarious.
Well, so my one Facebook interaction with this, somebody said, why do they put it? I said, well, illegal immigration is not relegated just to guys that pick your strawberries and clean your toilets.
Right.
It could be professional people that get caught up in this.
So shall we tell them that the Des Moines Public School Superintendent, Dr. Ian Andre Roberts, was arrested by ICE on September 26th.
And he didn't exactly surrender peacefully.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He got pulled over.
Yeah.
And then when they ran it, they found out he was an illegal alien. He had a gun. He had a bunch of cash. He had a hunting knife. And he took off running. Flight on foot.
I mean, what school superintendent? That's a lot of lunch money to have $3,000 cash on you.
He must have been really hungry.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
But again, the man was a professional. He was a former Olympian. He represented Guyana in the 800 meters at the 2000 Sydney Games.
Yep.
So this is not a dumb guy.
And so all of this time he's been here and he's contributing. I mean, why has he not filed the paperwork in order to become a citizen legally? What's the problem?
I'm not vilifying the guy for being, but that's more my point too, is like, why not make the effort to fully participate in this American story?
And he was a superintendent.
Yeah.
Yes.
And don't we run background checks on people in the school system?
Right. We do background checks on Little League.
And look to even be a part of an organization, you do a background check.
And I don't know. I mean, I know in the political realm, we do opposition research. So we kind of dig into our opponents. Don't they at least do some sort of that for if you're going to take one of these, like say city manager or superintendent? Is there not? any more
They do
oversight?
it just like with the job. You do usually do a background check.
Well, you would hope, right?
Yeah.
But look, I feel bad for the guy on some level because he is. Who wants to get rid of teachers?
Wait a minute. You feel bad for the guy. So a highly educated person who had every opportunity he came here on a visa, a work visa, and he didn't take the steps as an educated person to do the right thing, and you feel bad for him? Shame on you.
The party's over for him, I guess.
Yes.
He's got to go back to wherever he hails from, which
Right.
is it still Guyana? He's born there. So am I saying that right? Guyana?
Guyana?
I didn't get my Google. And so my first reaction to somebody on Facebook was, well, it's okay. He's doing a good job as superintendent. I said, yeah, tell that to the American citizen that got their degree and can't get a job now.
There you go.
Just this one guy, though. So we're not. I'm not going to be
It's just one guy. But wait a minute. How many other positions are filled?
Yeah. Well, I did not think about that.
So we found one, but there could be hundreds of them across.
See, this is why I have Laura on here to give me that perspective, because I'm going to be like, oh, I feel bad for the guy, and then she'll.
No, and I was going to say I'm on your. I feel bad for the guy too. I don't know the background story of what the information that should have been submitted, but the fact that he was a superintendent and in a school system helping our children.
But again, if you want the children to follow the rules, I want to hold our elect. So you may or may not have heard what I've said about mayoral race or city council. I want adults at the table. So are the adults going to follow the rules or not? You are asking for our vote. So I want to hold you to a higher standard. And if he's a superintendent in school, well, I want you to be held to a little higher standard too.
Yeah, but again, I don't know that's what I said. I don't know the background, behind that.
I think at the end of the day, we can very much agree that our immigration problem is broken. The system's broken. It's not easy for people to take the legal path.
But wait a minute. He entered this country in 1999.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that he's had something going on where he hasn't been able to file the appropriate paperwork since 1999?
Well, he's been busy, obviously, but but how is he paying tax? Like, how's he getting a paycheck? Did he have? Was it a work visa? He came in on a student visa. Actually.
So did they come and pick him up from, because again, I don't know the backstory.
He got pulled over.
Just got randomly pulled over.
He just got pulled over.
For a ticket. He was going to get a ticket. And I guess lo and behold, here he is. And he had a pending order to be deported on May of 2024. So when they ran his ID, they're like, you're illegal. So between
May 24th, so that would have been the different administration too.
Yes, it sure was.
Huh. Okay.
He got his final deportation.
You know what? I wonder if that sheriff in that county is working with ICE detainers, because that's been one bone of contention in North Carolina. Not all the sheriffs are working with ICE as detainers. So I wonder, maybe he just got caught up with the county where the sheriff's like, yeah, I'll work with ICE.
Well, now they're doing the ATF has opened an investigation to find out how he got a handgun.
Okay, that's going over the top. The guy's life just got really bad.
I'm just saying.
Let's give him his ticket to wherever, and maybe he can appeal it. Maybe he can stay I don't know. Is there a restitution they can pay? I don't know.
See, to me,
we'll if he follow up on
I'll follow up on that one. Yeah, I don't know. Look, my dad's an immigrant. I got a little soft spot for him, but he did come in here.
My father came from Portugal too, as an immigrant, and he came and served his country in the Navy, and he filed and got his citizenship. So I am a first generation American citizen. So I have no mercy for these people, because it cost my dad thousands of dollars, hours.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, the system's broken. It shouldn't be that difficult, but it was. And but your dad went through it. My dad did. I don't know everybody's story, but
then it could be a long waiting list period.
And that's the part I have a big problem with. Out of all the things the government should be with the bureaucracy, you'd think we would have a better way to move people through.
You would think. We see what's going on with the DMV trying to get your ID.
You should have seen the episode we did with Dave Bullock. So Auditor Bullock, he's like, he called it his white whale. Remember?
That's right.
That's my white whale, and he said he's going after it. So moving on, we're going to bring it back a little local. Over the weekend, we had a tragedy in Southport. We had a guy go and shoot it up. His name.
Nigel Max.
It was not his name.
No, he changed his name.
He changed it. It
That's
was
right. To Sean de Beauvoir. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Sean de. I can't say that last name. De Beauvoir.
De Beauvoir. Is it
de
French?
Beauvoir.
Okay. So
in 2023,
and he was a
changed
Marine.
His name. Yep.
He was a Marine,
and he got a Purple Heart.
Yeah. He used an AR style rifle with a suppressor. He premeditated it. 3 dead, 5 injured. But you're talking about Southport's a tiny little town. It's like 4,000 people.
Yep.
So, but North Carolina ranks 12th in national gun homicide. So, anyway, that was a tragedy this past weekend. There really is the investigation's ongoing. I did see Fox News. They had like the sheriff, the city police. There was 2 city police chiefs there. It wasn't just one. So a lot of
let's definitely keep the family in prayer.
Absolutely.
In the community.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, because I mean, out of 4,000 people population, to have several killed and injured, and now the businesses are closing down for a period of time. We don't know how much time.
That's tough on a tourist town for something like that to happen.
Right.
That impacts their economy. Anyway, that's just awful. So let's talk about some GOP infighting.
Oh, yeah.
I was just trying to bring it back to the state a little bit, so
there's Board of Election fighting. There's GOP infighting.
So,
there's fighting
I have spoken
everywhere.
so as far as the Board of Elections kerfuffle we had today that's on Fayetteville City News and everything.
Justin wants to hear about
I
that.
have spoken to the combatant that was in the video, the one that was.
So what happened? I was there, but
I'm waiting on the context is what I'm waiting on. I spoke to Deanna today. She obviously very rattled over it now getting that many views because somebody put it on Fayetteville City News and now it's going to get like 30,000 plays. She might make national news if she's lucky.
That's the same lady that said she was going to a car to get her gun last year.
No, not Deanna.
No, not Deanna. The one.
So the lady
one
behind the camera. Is the same lady that threatened to go get her gun at Cliffdale Rec Center last year.
That's correct.
She was working.
The one who was arguing with her?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
She was working for a different campaign. And
she started arguing. I was right there.
You were there, yeah.
She started arguing with somebody in line and they got very heated. And she said, I'm going to get my gun, and started walking. I jet the other way to my car because I was like, I don't play, whatever.
You went to go
and
get
I'm
your
just
show.
confused. I'm like, what could you possibly be arguing about? And these are not people coming to vote. These are workers, poll workers.
Right.
Well, you know as well as I do. You stay out there long enough in the heat, your brain starts to be a little fried.
Right. Well, the next day I was told that woman doesn't have a gun and you're trying to take food out of her mouth, because I called the candidate and be like, you have somebody out here threatening people with a gun.
And they ought to know better.
Right. And I was told that she doesn't have a gun and I should have known that. I'm like, I don't.
If you have my shirt on in a campaign and you act that way, you're not on my campaign anymore.
Right. That's just like somebody working at your restaurant. I mean, the people that you hire, that's a representation of
that
you.
That happened, actually. Somebody threatened to come back and kick one of my girls' butts. And she picked up a knife. And she's like, if you come back here, I'm going to work you over. And they called the police and got her. It was an assault charge.
Well, there was some speculation.
She never went around the counter, but just because she did that.
When they noted this, because Mario was standing right there, that it was one of Mario workers. It was not one of Mario's workers. We do know that, right?
So she's working for a different campaign?
She was working for the mayor's campaign.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, that's what
Mario was just stepping in to keep the peace.
Well,
that was yes.
Well, we look for well-run campaigns from our incumbent. That's for sure. So, okay. I'm going to hand you that one. I figured you could appreciate that. So GOP infighting. We have our own share down here in Cumberland County, so I'm not trying to pile on or like I had a text today from a friend of mine that's in Charleston now, and she sent me the video, actually. She says, what is going on in Cumberland County? And I just responded, don't you got enough drama in Charleston? Like, you need mine now? Stay out of mine,
right.
But so there's this man. His name is Steve Morris. He's a county commissioner in Cabarrus County. And he put a video on TikTok, and I'm going to work on trying to get him on the show. The Cabarrus County GOP sent him a letter accusing him of party disloyalty, and I believe his transgression, according to his video, he sent $250 to Josh Stein, which I don't know as a Republican why the hell you want to do that, but good for him.
Yay, Austin.
I mean,
$250.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo.
that's gonna. I think that'll pay for what's a yard sign? $5 a piece.
Right.
So that'll pay for 25 of them. I guess is the math.
Look,
right?
where do you get those signs from?
You come see me. I
was going to say down in Lumberton.
Peter got a guy.
Okay, I get with you then.
But okay, so say they were $10 a piece. That's 25 signs. Big deal. Okay, and then I think he spoke with some other Democrats in Cabarrus County, and the whole ridiculousness of it. And we talked with the ICA about it last week. You know, this is a community. I mean, Courtney's a big old blue flag waving Democrat. I mean,
and I'm sitting here with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't chewed up each other yet or nothing. Yeah.
Did you say yet?
I mean, well, I got.
So what is his
I got
position?
Jim over here sharpening the knives for later.
What is his position with the GOP?
He's just a member of the GOP. He's like you or I, just a registered Republican. But he held office, so I think that puts him on their
executive
ExCom,
committee,
doesn't it?
Okay.
So,
but at what point are we just towing the party line and we're not representing what's best for our community?
Well, for those that are watching, that I know the Village Idiots out there, and we found it.
The Village Idiots do watch us because they comment on our stuff
and
all
I love
the time.
Them. I mean, they're welcome.
We
to come
appreciate
anytime.
it. Yes,
we love you. Come on, we love you, man. Yeah, but
and
I mean,
who we're talking.
You're helping boost our numbers, so just spell my name right, get the algorithm correct, dum dums. But like I spoke to state GOP attorney last week.
Mm-hmm.
I said, at what point does my party hat get to come off? And just because somebody is a Republican running, I don't owe them my vote just because of their party affiliation. If they're garbage human beings, they're garbage human beings. I can't help that. I hate to say you're made in the image of your maker, but I don't think, garbage was one. But I guess.
Okay, well, party disloyalty is actively supporting a candidate of another party or an independent candidate running in opposition to a Republican or a Republican endorsed in a non-partisan race. Mm-hmm. But the key is in the plan of organization, there is no definition of actively campaigning or actively supporting. Mm-hmm. So, of course, I want to find out the actual definition. Is if you share somebody's post, is that actively? No, it is not. Mm-hmm. If you use the words endorsed, it is. Mm-hmm. If you say I support, it is. Mm-hmm. But you can say anything negative that you want about another Republican, as long as you're not. That's not party disloyalty. Mm-hmm. So, I
mean, at a certain point, you're entitled to your own opinion. And and we have unfortunately witnessed with the Charlie Kirk murder that, First Amendment people have been getting fired over that and all. Agree or disagree, the First Amendment is there to protect us from our government, not necessarily the consequences with our employers and everything else. It gets a little hairy on that. But I think this goes to the GOP and this party disloyalty nonsense is, well, when can I just say that I don't like that guy and I'd rather have that girl or this guy in this office? When do I get to be a taxpayer?
But the opponents to that say that if you want to do that, then you should not be holding an executive committee position or a board position. I beg to differ. Part of my responsibility is to, if we have crap candidates on the Republican side, part of my thing is to encourage better candidates in the future, not support a crappy candidate.
Encouraging dialogue with my poor Democrat neighbor over here, my super liberal neighbor, Courtney over here, encouraging dialogue should not be a hell-worthy trespass. We should be able to, hey, you live down the street, I was in Wells Place, so you really were like a hop, skip, and a jump away from me. I mean, why am I going to be pissed off at you? You put your name on a ballot, you put yourself up there.
And not only that, but you're here to talk to us. There's people in our own party that have been invited on several different occasions that don't even show up. How are we?
Pissed them off.
But we can't support you and talk about you if you won't even show up. Mm-hmm. Maybe show up and then we can have a conversation and win us over.
And that was one I mentioned pre-show. The ICA, the Independent Candidate Alliance, they gave their endorsement for mayor for an independent candidate. Both Republican candidates, one of whom just never responded.
Not at all.
And the other one just interviewed, and they just says, well, they didn't meet their criteria. And they have very clear criteria as you have to have a campaign plan, you got to have finance plan, you got to have volunteers.
But the one that
didn't message.
But the one that didn't show up, didn't even have enough respect to respond, is the one loudest.
Mm-hmm. And now we're speaking local now?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Still, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we didn't transfer to local. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's at what point are we as Republicans, we're supposed to be like, we're the scions of free speech and whatever you think about that. But, you know, I mean, we're supposed to be the light, you know,
That's
for
right.
that kind of stuff and championing that stuff. And it's like, but then when we get to our own party, we're not supposed to talk bad. I guess the option should be as a party member on the executive committee, maybe either we don't say anything at all, which is tough for me, or
but if we're on the
you
radio,
got to be
doing,
transparent.
That's right.
You know, you have
and
to be
we're on a
transparent.
podcast.
That's right.
This is what we discuss. This
Yeah.
is the Carolina Cabinet.
Yeah.
At
well, I did mention that to the state attorney. I said, well, at what point am I being restricted in my speech? And there's several steps of discipline. One thing that I want to try to get across.
You know, it's still, look, we still have room over here on the Democratic side. You're more than welcome to come.
Because y'all don't have any kind of problems over there either. See, the thing is, I know enough of you guys to know that this kind of crap happens in y'all side too. So I know better Mr. Devier he comes down and has lunch at the Eastern Boulevard store. And I remember over the past years, it's just whatever meeting I had crazy with the GOP, I saw him for lunch the next couple of days. I said, what the hell's wrong? Does this stuff happen? He says, yes. He just says, yes, it happens on our side too. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
And I think that's just with, with
you're getting passionate.
You're dealing with
people.
Yes. People.
Well, and the parties kind of filter down the most emotional or most, engaged, involved. I'm trying not to say crazy, but those are the ones that are most emotional about what's happening nationally. And they try to bring that stuff local. And it's like, let's get along here. Like your position on city council.
Yeah.
I want you to look for the streets, the street lights, the garbage pickup, and
the potholes.
Right. Yeah. I'm not going to say, oh, that's a Republican. Most of them are in that neighborhood. I'm not going to help with that.
Let's
it's just right. It's just at the end of the day, it's a community for the most part. We all want the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I want my kids safe. I want public safety. I want economic development and get out of my tax pocket.
That's exactly what I say. We as Democrats and Republicans here locally, we don't need to discuss national political stuff because we're not going to agree. You're not going to see my way. I'm not going to see your way. I've pretty much now I'm one of the few people that I actually hear both sides because I joined National Organization of Women because I want to hear the other side to make sure that I'm not being brainwashed. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can look at me all crazy.
I'm looking at you crazy, but it's okay.
But
they need your dues. They'll take that.
But I wanted to be open to hearing the other side because I always want to make sure I'm getting the correct information and form my own decision.
Right.
But locally here, we don't care about all of that stuff. We
shouldn't care about that stuff. And I almost think the party disloyalty thing should be relegated to simply the federal level. Like, so I got vilified at the XCOM 2 years ago when there was still a primary for presidential election. And somebody said, well, do you support Donald Trump? And I said, we can do better. I didn't say F the guy or anything. I just said, we can do better because we had a primary. He wasn't the nominee. So,
well, the first time he ran, I was a Marco Rubio fan. Yes, I was all in on Marco Rubio.
If anybody questions why I said we could do better, I'll talk to them about it because at the time they don't know my story. They don't know what I've been through. They don't know that I worked on Capitol Hill and that I saw our governance being handled with some kind of decorum and that I felt like deference to the office was not being really led in with Donald Trump personally. But do I like some of the stuff he did? Yeah, I'm down. But at the
like
time,
you said,
it was just we can do better. I didn't say, no. I just, but that right there got me vilified as a rhino from then on out, and I've been a very loyal rhino to myself ever since then. So I'm okay with that. So
thank you for being transparent.
Well, you're very welcome. It's my pleasure. So, all right. So the last thing before we're going to go and focus solely on Miss Banks McLaughlin, let's talk about the people. You don't have segment 4? Oh, now we get to talk a little smack if we haven't already. So I wanted to just spend a minute or two just to say the people that we have invited who have just nodded. Oh yeah. Yeah. Because I got some flack about one or two of these people and I'm like, you know what? All right. So here's the deal. And
name them.
Maybe you can. You can agree with me or not. Do you remember seeing at least 2 emails from the cabinet?
Yes, and even a cabinet. I think more than even an email. Might have been 3. An hour before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
So we sent out emails. I have June, July, and August that I sent them out. Same BCC list. So the same distribution. And as people continued to file, I kept adding to that list. That's why I had to send them so many times, because filing ended July something.
There's somebody's name that's not on here.
Hold on a minute. Well, let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's start with the ones that are here. So Miss Kia Anthony from Spring Lake, she scheduled and just didn't show up. Didn't respond to calls after she scheduled. She just, Monday night, we were just kind of hanging out waiting on her. Didn't show up. Mr.
I love
Davis,
it when that happens.
Well, Mr. Davis, he did respond, but it was, I got to check with my people. I don't know what people, it's just him. So, sometimes don't act like we're playing House of Cards, guys. Okay. we're I know who you are. I know where you. So anyway, so Malik, I miss you, man. But Mayor Colvin was not able to come. He responded, but he wasn't able to make his schedule work. Did not hear from District 7, Ms. McNair at all. Mr. Odegaard, District 6. Mr. Hare, is he 3 or 4?
Wait a minute, you missed Derek Thompson and Ken Odegaard, District 6.
4.
They were both no-shows. They did not show
Well,
up.
I didn't have a response from those.
Okay.
So see, it's different. See, Miss Anthony had scheduled and just didn't show up. Mr. Davis, Mr. Colvin responded but weren't able to work it out. Miss McNair, Thompson, Odegaard, and DJ Hare did not respond at all. And then, so we did have Paul Williams. We did not have Mr. Dela Cruz. He, after 5 attempts, I think 3 emails and 2 in-person requests, even Jim, because Jim wanted to see some good radio. So he was like, we must have him. We must. I'm like, go ahead, talk to him. It's fine. I'll let somebody else interview him. But, oh, well. But
because to me, if I can say something, because they're the loudest out there, downgrading everybody that they don't get their way. If you can't even show up when we're willing to interview, get your time on the radio or whatever, how can you tell us we're doing something wrong? You've been invited. You've been invited via email, via text message, via in person. Come talk to us. We've never had a gotcha moment here yet.
Well, and believe it or not, I wrestled with even bringing this up, because in the past, I've been doing this for about 2 years now. And I know that as running as a candidate, you got a lot coming at you. But also, I know that when I would look in my email box and I saw WFNC, WIDU, Chamber of Commerce, Longleaf Pines, I went to those things. Because you knew they were going to say, well, candidate didn't respond. But I think it's time, I struggle with putting this out. But look, if they're not going to show up, what are they going to do in office? And you can take that for what it's worth.
And we appreciate that's exactly what I said. That we discussed this last week. I'm like, we need to start calling these people out, especially if you make an appointment and you don't show up. That's even if you just dismiss us and you don't care enough to show up. Okay, then we understand you don't care enough to show up for whatever reason. I don't know enough about Spring Lake, but I think she's got an opponent, Miss Anthony, but she's made it twice. I think now, has she not?
I think
this will be her
once.
Maybe this will be her second term.
I think this is going into her second term.
Are they 4 years out there or 2?
I think they moved to.
I think they did.
I think they moved, but I think it'll be starting this term.
Look, we don't bite. This is not a gotcha room. Now, I might get on you a little bit, but it's not going to be anything that's going to damage you terribly. And, I'm just like, look, come on, have a conversation. I want to see that side of you. I got in trouble with one of the people on city council.
You just get in trouble a lot.
You know what? I stay there, but it's obviously a place I'm happy with. But the thing is, to be told you have some kind of problem with certain people, it's like, I invited 3 times. So, well, you can't really make fun of them. I'm like, why? We have to protect stupid? I mean, look.
We don't do that when people show up in person.
No, we don't attack.
We try to be, because this is not a contentious environment. No. Our idea is to get you here to share the word. And Mario Hardy is online and saying this is why voters don't show up, is because the candidates don't show up.
Okay. Thanks, Mario. Shout out to
Mario.
You. Hey. We should get him on the show one of these days. I was on his show before. He doesn't invite me anymore, I guess.
I didn't know he invites people to his show.
Yeah, he does.
I didn't know he had a podcast.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, Mario, we're waiting for an invitation so that we can come to your show.
Well, Mario, keep up the good work, man. We want to see better turnout. I think somebody else commented.
He's a write-in, right?
He is a write-in. Yeah, District 7. He's running against Miss McNair and Kathy Greggs, I think. Is there somebody else in 7? Jaquan Fulmore?
Yeah, Jake. I don't remember.
I've never met him, but
I've met him a few times.
Well, I can add him in. I haven't met him, so see, he hadn't been here. bad man. So anyway, but
So all of you listeners, whether you see it now or you see it later, because we'll go back and look, tell us what you think of the candidates that don't actually show up, or do you want to know who they are?
Yeah, follow up with us. Let us know. We'll have them. We'll see if we can't persuade them to still come on. There's still time before the election.
That's exactly right. And we've come in on separate days just to record other people.
Yeah.
And I would say to the voters too, reach out to them. Like some people just don't come on shows or do things.
I would
like
love
that,
to have Mitch Colvin out here.
Yeah, I think he would be a good guest. I think Millie Davis is a good. Like, I don't have anything. There is nothing personal with these guys, and I'm like, look, we just show that side of you. You go on WIDU and it's all about like whatever specific questions they're asking. It's a different format. This is very much be yourself, be a human, and why the hell should I give you my vote? What should compel me about you? Can you respond?
Let's go ahead.
Look, even though you already have your minds made up.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
no.
Let's be real.
Let's be real. I did not have my mind made up.
Really?
And actually, he was a little bit persuaded by somebody that came here. So I did not have my mind made up at all.
Okay.
So
as I've met, and that's the hallmark of me in all this stuff. As I've met people, I'm like, okay, they're all right. They have their purposes and their roles.
And while I have not, or I have formed opinions of people, the people that have come on, I'm like, holy smokes, here we go. And then I'm like, wow, he was really intelligent, or she really made some good points, or they've got a great idea.
Yeah. I remember one comment. She's like, man, they were really smart. I'm like, yeah, they sure were. And that's why they'll never win. They're way too smart. I'm like, man, ouch. Like, wait a minute. I got to be dumb to win this thing. No, but all right. Well, Courtney, welcome tonight. I love this picture of you on your bio. That's a great picture of the camera. We'll have it up on Facebook.
Look, a little Photoshop, little Photoshop.
That's all right. We'll make sure you
that's
look
a very positive picture because you're showing your hands and that's a very approachable picture.
If you didn't have a wedding ring, I'd totally flirt with you in like the grocery store or something.
Now, moving on.
Hey, I gotta continue my reputation as a big old cat around Fayetteville. So,
So Courtney, you are a small business owner and a longtime mentor and coach since on City Council since 2019. Your focus has been primarily on public safety, youth housing, and infrastructure. What do you want to tell us about you?
Oh, what do you want to know?
You're here.
Well, I enjoy family. Family is very important to me. Grew up in Detroit, Michigan. Been in Fayetteville since 2009. My family. Well, my husband, military. Father was in the military. Actually, we have a son that's currently in the Navy. So Fayetteville is definitely our home now. We've invested here. Our children go to school here. Kids graduated from here. So definitely love Fayetteville. Go to Lewis Chapel Missionary Baptist Church, and I always say that because that's my second home for me and my family. So we, started off there doing some work just on the different boards, groups, and things like that.
What was your first board? Sorry to interrupt you, but how did you get started?
So this was started out with I think it was called, that's what it was, YAMS, because they changed the name. It's like a young millennial group within the church. Yeah, It was called YAMS. So start off with doing that. My kids, they choir, praise dance. Right now, my daughter's in praise, and that's why I asked how long is the interview. Praise dance. My son played violin there with the choir and everything. So we've, very invested in our church. I ended up being a Girl Scout troop leader there. Done that for probably about 6-7 years.
On my honor.
I know, right? Yeah. So I did that. My girls were part of the Girl Scout troop as well. I've always wanted to be in a community, helping wherever I could, especially with our youth. I serve on New Life Board, Christian Academy, serve on that board, community engagement.
Speaking of Lewis Chapel, how large is that church now? Like, how many families? Is there a way to quantify like how many families? Because like my Greek church is like 80 families. That's it. We're small.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But one thing that I can say is family. You know how when I first moved here, we were kind of skeptical about going there because it was such a huge church. But even though it's a large congregation, it still feels like family. Like pretty much everybody there know each other by names. And mostly people been there for, for several years. And another reason why we stay, because they do a lot with the youth. I mean, they have different boards, for our children, mentoring. So it's definitely.
So once you get in, there's plenty for them to do.
It's definitely, if you, family with children, that's definitely a place to be. Okay. So shout out to my pastor Stackhouse. Yeah.
So you did all that good stuff in the church. You came here. Why did you choose? Let me run for office. What broke? What deficiency in you made you want to run for office?
So I never really, I thought about it. I really thought about it, but it was like I was already doing the work.
Right.
I was already just out in the community doing the work. Public engagement has always been a thing for me. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to just throw my name in the hat. Was unsure, how would it turn out, but it worked out. It worked out good back in 2019. Ran against Ted Moan. God
bless
his
Ted
soul.
Moan.
Really
I miss
guy.
Ted. He was the numbers
really
guy.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. Really, really good guy. He was very supportive. I met him. And I told him, I said, nothing against you. I want, let's run a clean race because, politics, it gets so ugly and nasty, and just like we saw today. And, I said, may the best person win. And even when I got elected, he was very supportive, reached out here and there. So we had a great relationship. Then I remember he reached out. He said, I'm thinking about running. Then he reached out to me again. He said, you know what? You're doing a fantastic job. Just don't. He was like, so it's all yours.
That's funny. Somebody asked me that today at the polls. Yeah. They're like, didn't you run before District 2? I said, yeah, Malik's doing an okay job. I don't run just to run. If somebody's doing a not so good job, or I feel like I could do better, then I'll run. There's no reason just to run. But I do have a question for you, because we've talked about from other candidates the Office of Community Safety, and you helped launch that.
Yeah.
Okay, before you answer.
Wait a minute.
Is it going to get ugly now?
No, not at all.
So the disclaimer is, usually Pastor Josh and I go off on a little rant this. We've had 7-8 people on the show and asked them about it, and we've gotten 7 or 8 different definitions.
Nobody knows what it does.
It's a little ambiguous.
It's still new.
It is.
It's still in the works.
Go ahead.
But what's one metric that proves that it's working, and what will you do to change it or make it clearer and more concise on what the Office of Community Safety does if you get elected mayor?
Okay. Well, yeah. So it's still new. So we don't know if it's working. We have had several events at the recreation center where it's been a, decent fair amount of people that showed up.
What kind of events?
So they've had basketball games for the youth. They had some mentoring within a recreation center. And that, I think it was open up to like maybe 11 o'clock. So just a way to kind of get the youth together.
Isn't that a Parks and Rec job though?
It is. And for me with the OCS, it kind of covers the two, with the part, you're connecting with the community because it's more community engagement, working with hands-on with our police chief. So for me, it's a way to bring the community together, build that trust, along with the pillars when it comes to homelessness, mental health and things of that nature, and public safety.
Okay.
That was good. Okay. Yeah. And now Fayetteville just approved $215 million in capital improvement plan. What are the top 2 projects you'll champion in your first 180 days of mayor?
Well, you know what? I can't really say. I think my first thing, if elected, is changing the political environment. I think we need to do a facelift within City Hall.
How are you going to do that?
Looking to see what areas need to be obsolete. With staffing, not just eliminating people positions, but literally just thoroughly going through that, because it's a lot of things that goes on within the
repetition, maybe,
duplication
of effort. See, okay, I didn't want to vilify that.
No,
but you said OCS and Parks and Rec. It's like, well, that sounds like a Parks and Rec thing. So why did we need OCS?
Right, because it's a collaboration. I think we're missing that one piece, in my opinion, when it comes to the community. A lot of people in the community feel like they're not, they're being left out. They're not knowing what's going on within City Hall. So it's just kind of building that trust, because we got to get back to that. The community don't trust.
Okay, they don't know what's going on in City Hall. So I'm going to flag that one as they don't want to know. Y'all do a lot of community outreach.
We do.
You have a very well done website. I can get on Doug's email list
and get it every
week. So, and then there's been
and you can watch it on TV.
You sure can. And
when I can't fall asleep, that's what I watch.
One of the million forums you've been to lately, there's this talk about, we need dashboards for XYZ. They're there. Or
but
what
just
are you
trying
to
draw the people, in to want to be a part of it.
I can't make you love me any more than you can make a citizen want to participate.
If you have, look, because I was going to say, I'm sure we all had, didn't know much about each other, but when you bring people together, you build, a better understanding of that individual. So I want the community to be a part of it. And sometimes you have to meet them where they at or invite them in, because not everybody know that we have city council meetings the second and fourth Mondays. Not everybody know that we even have community watch meetings. And it's not, it's a handful who just don't care, but some people
just don't know. Fayetteville Community Watch.
Believe it or not, not everybody, listen, not everybody know you have, we're in a military town, a lot of transitions. So a lot of people don't even know right now who their council members are. Again, so my thing is just more trying to educate the people.
Do you think
more.
A good idea would be to put like a welcome package to the people that are running
new mover list?
Yeah, a new mover list.
That would be that would be kind of great. But I know a lot of when you're purchasing your home, like I know where I live at, we got a welcome package with all that information.
But a lot of the transitional housing people moving in and are renting. So maybe if they partnered with the military base and said, "Here's it," because everybody gets welcomes to Fort Bragg.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, I feel like it's so many ways. Right. Wherever you live, if you live in an apartment complex, they should be able to tap into that. But again, that need to be the city connecting with them, or apartment complex, and us connecting with them to push that information out.
Well, yeah, because if the person that oversees that isn't interested, and somebody moves into the area and they're like, let me figure out how to get involved or whatever. But if it's already part of a welcome packet, then they can it makes it one step easier.
My reservation is, how much money are we going to waste on yet another program? Again, I ran for office. I took it upon myself to learn every damn thing I could about how the city works. I was a very studious little high school newspaper reporter going around and talking.
You're like, I know how that runs.
It's like, so I had the curiosity to want to do it.
You're also older. If you think about it, the younger families that are moving to the area are 20s, 30s.
Within 24 hours, you view my height and my age.
Okay. Well, really? Anyway, no, I'm not saying that, but I'm just, when I was younger, a single mom, the last thing on my mind was who's running for
who's my council person.
Right.
Yeah,
but if there was what does this do?
But that's the same argument. Well, not argument, the same discussion we've had before about like when the PAC was on, and I said, okay, let's back up. Let's say what PAC stands for.
Right.
Because what do I say? People are trying to pay their mortgage, take care of their kids.
That's exactly
They don't care about this political stuff.
And I was going to say, I'm not sure if they just don't care or just the timing, going to work, taking care of the family, raising,
going to football practice, cheerleading practice.
How many times has somebody asked you, is there an election this year?
Some people have, some people don't even know. Some people do not know that it's election time.
Well, I've had people ask me, how's the commission going? I'm like, I didn't make it.
I literally, while I was knocking doors in the last election, after the primary, I would knock on doors and say, hey, we just want to make sure that you go out and vote. And they're like, I already voted this year.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
And some people, some they forget that you vote for the primary in general.
And the general. That's correct. Not everybody
See, this is
knows that.
It's funny, but it's not, because it's so serious. Well, because there was important.
We used to have civics in school, so we knew that. But nowadays there's no civics.
And just think about how long ago that's been since people been in school.
As an American citizen, every year there is an election. Think about it. There's an election every November. It's municipal. Next year will be midterm.
But it's not average. It's not advertised like how
I mean, as an American citizen, that's just
I understand that, but
you have several. There's a few duties I think you should have as a citizen, and that's vote once a year. And
I took it very seriously, but I mean, that was in between. Like I said, I was a single mom with 3 kids, trying to get them here, trying to get them there. Oh my gosh, I forgot to vote. Whatever.
I had
we
a friend
didn't have
tell me
early
something
voting way back in the day.
I had a friend tell me something very, very sweet today. She says she always votes because when she was growing up, her daddy would get up and he would put on a suit. And he made all the kids like in their Sunday best, and they would go. He would drag them to the polls.
I love
because
that.
he made it, and that's what sticks in her memory.
Yeah.
Is Daddy would. That's how important it was to my daddy.
Right. And see, I like that with the
That's
dressing up,
beautiful.
because that's what I do with my children, but we never dressed up like Sunday best.
Mhm.
But just so in the back of their mind, they'll know this is what
This is a
what,
very important thing.
Very.
And no matter the choice you make in that booth,
just go and just
go.
And then we have sample ballots. I mean, you can do your research.
Sure did.
Yeah.
On, I mean, that's the most easiest thing on this. It's only 2 people.
Yeah.
I mean, with 2 categories,
Right.
the mayor
Well, right
and,
now,
and council
the
member.
mayoral race, which has up to 10 people in it.
Mhm.
God, y'all, you're killing me with this. But
the
then
more the merrier.
Yeah, the more the merrier. Is that how you have you rationalized that in your head?
At this point.
Well, I have a question. You already had a seat at the table
Mhm.
as a councilwoman.
I did.
Why mayor?
Why not?
That a girl? Why not?
Why not?
Okay.
I like
I
that.
mean,
I mean,
what
I've
is
been
it-
serving for 6 years. I mean,
Yep.
it's like, why not? I don't want to be that person that just for me, just sit there. I feel like in my district, the things that my community my constituents asked for,
Mhm.
I delivered.
Okay.
And so now I'm like, let's, take us to the next level.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So making that leap, I mean, the way our council is set up, people forget it's a city and what do you call it? Council management style of government. So City Manager Hewitt has quite a bit of authority, but he's directed by you guys.
Correct.
So, and you as a District 8 representative now vying for the mayoral position, that doesn't make you above any of the other people. That's what I think people don't understand. The mayor is just District 10, apparently.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
it's not. It has no
It's
more
almost
weight.
like just the figurehead of the
Yes.
council and just, control the meetings.
Mhm.
Pretty. Yeah.
So, what was the one thing that kept you up and say, I can do better?
Been serving for 6 years.
Okay, all right.
Serving
So
in
you
6
just wanted
years,
to put your
the same-
talents, your experience to
that's-
better use than
Absolutely.
just for your one district.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And bringing people, bringing the other council members together. We all represent each district. So many of us have that one big project that we want, but some people don't get the things, unfortunately, that they want because it's too political. Instead of, I feel like great leadership. Okay, District 1, what are your top priorities?
Well, what's
coming
District 8's
first,
big
coming
priority?
in.
I mean, that's one thing that we're going to do at the chamber, but like what's district level? Like in District 8, what's something that you worked on or what will you be leaving behind? I guess, because you're not going to be able to finish everything. So is there something that you've put some time, sweat, and blood into it, and you're just not going to be able to finish? Or
no.
what's a big thing?
So a few things that District 8, what they wanted was, they wanted, and to some it's like, what? That's small, but West Fayetteville just got it. Well, not just got annexed, but annexed, almost a decade ago. The community wanted a splash pad.
Was it only a decade? Feels like it's been 20 years.
I was going to say, it's
Yeah.
been.
Yeah,
a long
yeah,
time.
because I've been
closer
here.
to 20
Yeah.
years. Yeah.
So they didn't have a splash pad in the area. The community wanted a splash pad.
Yeah.
I was able to deliver them a splash pad. They wanted a bus route. Got them their bus route. They wanted, another thing too, up Hope
Didn't
Loop
you
Road.
deliver 3 breast routes?
Yeah, yes.
Breast
on my
route.
yes, on my term, but in my district, District
Okay.
8, we got the first, I delivered the first bus route, which
I
is
was like,
the
don't
first
undersell
express.
don't undersell yourself, girl. 3.
Yeah, well, they were West Fayetteville,
Okay.
but this particular one was in District
Okay.
8.
Where did it go? Where did you add
So
on
this
service?
this is our first express bus route.
Okay.
So it goes up Hope Loop Road and it takes you straight to the mall. So it's an express.
So it doesn't
it's
stop
express.
anywhere
It makes
else.
one stop and it's near the Walmart where the Navy Credit Union is.
Okay.
It picks up there. And so when you come up Hope Loop Road, it's like back in the day, like a cab. You just kind of flag it down and it stops. But right now we're getting
Will it stop anywhere else like that, or
No, it's an
just
express.
that one.
It's an
Okay.
express bus route. See, up Hope Loop Road is just several neighborhoods.
So I can't get on it and ride it for a mile and pull the cord. I got to go all the way to the mall.
You have to go.
Okay.
Yeah, and again, right there off Hope Loop, it's just neighborhoods and
Yeah,
schools.
it's nothing out there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
so that was something that they wanted, and that's a state road. So a lot of working with NCDOT. So built great relationships there to help us get reflectors going around
Did you get any
Hoke
bus
Loop
shelters?
Road. Actually, they're coming. We
Okay.
getting, I believe, 3 of them up Hoke Loop Road.
Oh, look
See,
at
we
you.
had to work
Okay.
with the state, and see, that's another thing. A
Well,
lot of
is
people
it just the
don't
bench
know.
or is it the actual shelter?
Oh, baby, it's both.
Oh,
You go, girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
because there was a little bit of a price difference. So when I was involved, it was like 5 or 15,000 or 5 and 10,000 for a shelter.
Yeah,
Is it still?
they're
Has it
little-
escalated?
You know,
now?
everything is
Well, yeah.
Way more expensive nowadays.
Hold on, baby, here I come.
Oh, it's time. Oh, we got.
Yeah, we done went over an hour. My baby at praise dance practice.
Well, okay, so we're gonna let you out of here because we can't let you neglect baby.
That's right.
Tell us how people can learn about you. A Facebook, website, phone number. You tell us.
Yes. And again, thank you for having me. You can go to my website, cbmformayor.com.
Okay.
Also, you can go into the City of Fayetteville website to see a lot of the things that I've accomplished. My contact number is 910-527-0248. And again, my name is Courtney Banks McLaughlin. Please consider me for the next mayor. Also, make sure you get out and vote. Early voting has already begun, and this is the last week, Monday through Saturday, but Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, 227 Fountainhead. So please come out, introduce yourself, and cast your ballot. Make sure you bring your family.
It's the old health department for you old people in
That's
town.
right.
That don't know where it's from. So, Courtney, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to go ahead and close up. So I want to say a thank you to my on-air cabinet member, Mrs. Laura Mussler.
Thank you.
The last of the Mohicans over here. And Courtney, again, it's been a pleasure seeing you again. To my audience, I hope you're going to do us a favor. Take time this week to visit one of our commercial sponsors. Let them know you heard their message right here on the Carolina Cabinet. If you do somehow miss an episode of our top-rated show, Nothing.
Rated.
Nothing.
Oops. Yeah. Holy smokes.
You can find us on your favorite podcast broadcaster, Apple, Spotify, Google, Audible. We're kind of everywhere. It's 2025. Just Google it. Okay. But we do have a website, thecarolinacabinet.com. You can find all of our videos and links. I appreciate you tuning in this morning. Until next time, for the Carolina Cabinet.